नमस्ते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Welcome to you all for the second day program on Yoga Appreciation program. Yesterday we have noted the yoga, its meaning and its usefulness, objectives of yoga, benefits of yoga, and how yoga have been evolved from ancient time till today, and how to practice yoga properly according to the basic fundamental principles envisaged in the classical yoga texts. So, this course is a very compact 4 days course. Today we are going to discuss yogic practices for health and well-being. So, whatever we do in yoga, it is always for the health prevention, disease prevention and health promotion, and next comes to the well-being. So, health is a smaller identity and well-being has the broader objectives and aim. Therefore, the orientation of a common person, the goal of a common person is to live well. So, how yoga facilitate? So, that is going to be discussed today. As you know, health has been defined in many of the Indian traditional healthcare delivery systems, and also by the modern medical or WHO also defined health, but yoga has its own definition. Therefore, when you go to health according to the Ayurveda, so Ayurveda says samadhatuhu samagnischa, samadhatuhu samagnischa, samamalaha, samadhatu samagnischa, samadoshaha malakriyaha, prasannatmi indriya manaha, arogyaha ityavidiyate. So, first of all, Ayurveda considered various aspects, sapta dhatu, dosha, tridosha, vata, pitta, kapha. Then mala, yesterday also we discussed about the detoxification, cleansing processes. Malakriha, prasanna atma indriya manaha. So, they are emphasizing on indriyas and also the manas and its various facets, and ultimately atma, atma sakshatkara. That is a complete holistic approach has been given in the definition envisaged in the Ayurveda Shastra. This is one definition. Many other Ayurveda Acharyas also defined arogya or the swasthya in various terms, but similar to this. So, they all mentioned about the physical health, the psychological health and the spiritual health. So, these are the T dimensions. When you come to the WHO, health is a state of complete physical, mental and spiritual well-being, not mere the difference of disease. Therefore, we have to see the again WHO envisaged. Earlier it was only physical and mental, then slowly the spiritual aspect has been also included. But when it comes to the yoga, yoga has a three, I found the entire practices of yoga is leading to the perfect state of health. So, in that case, first of all, what is the suffering? So, yesterday also I emphasized about, so the suffering is a fact, dukkha is the fact, pain is the fact. So, there are various kinds of pain, and to overcome the dukkha, tapatraya is the one of the primary objectives of yoga practice. So, once you overcome the tapatraya, then we will live in the harmony. So, once we are in the harmony, then it leads to the mukti or freedom or liberation. The state of freedom where we are in absolute truth, there is no duality. That state, that is why I am pointing out first ignorance, overcoming the ignorance. Next we have to go for the perfect harmony from the micro to the macro. Then ultimately we have to live in the self realization, Atma Sakshatkara, that is called Mukti, Moksha, Nirvana, various ramifications as given. So, totally the health once we observed. So, I am taking the last one, how yoga practices help us to overcome the pain. It may be any disease, it may be a psychological pain, it may be any emotional imbalance. So, that pain how yoga practices help us to. How yoga practices bring the harmony, how yoga practices help us to live in the freedom, absolute freedom. So, that is the way we have defined or devised very simple yoga practices to begin with. So, once you come to the well-being, it is a broader aspect. When you talk about physical, emotional, intellectual, social, occupational and spiritual. So, we are living at the different setups. So, I have the workplace, at my home, and in different work shape also I have to be live well, physically, mentally, intellectually. That is the discrimination factor, and most importantly the spiritual aspect. Many people misunderstand the spirituality. So, that is why one thing simple way, a spiritual person is one who has kaya, vacha, manasa. So, we are working, we are acting, but the same thing I am thinking, I am speaking. Kaya, vacha, manasa, this uniformity, this uniqueness, what I think, that I speak and act, that is the one of the characteristics of a spiritual person. So, once you come that, there is no psychological imbalance, I am always at the peace, I am honest. So, that is the most important thing in the well-being. Yoga leads to that. Then what is the concept of health or the completely healthy living or something? So, in Gita it is a mention yuktahara viharasya yukta chestassu karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogor bhavati dukkha. That means, so what we eat, that has the influence on my mind and my emotions. Therefore, ahara, that is the first one thing. So, then once you taken the food, the vihara, the exercise, the relaxation, the yoga practice, how the metabolism is going to be improved after whatever we eat in terms of the physical inputs or the psychological inputs or the mental inputs. So, that is vihara, how we can digest, how we can absorb, how we can circulate, how we can eliminate the toxic material. This all comes under vihara. Vihara not just only relaxation, it is not the ordinary meaning here. Then it comes to the ahara, vihara, achara. There are some rules and regulations in the life. Yoga always emphasize on that. So, once it is achara has to be followed. Suppose what time is suitable for the healthy person to wake up, what time is suitable to take up the breakfast, lunch, dinner, and what type is suitable for going to the bed. So, one is these are the things. Then how to talk, how to work, how to exercise, all these things are systematically, and actually I mentioned about man and nature. Honorable Prime Minister also emphasized on that. That is the unity of man and nature. So, we have to align with the natural principles. That is the most important aspects in yoga. That is why achara or the conducts had been given to maintain the balance between the man and nature. Then vichara, the thought process. So, that is why how to cultivate the positive habits, maitri, karuna, mudita, upeksha. So, yoga abhyasa has given several guidelines to how to conduct the conduct and to thinking process. So, once you have ahara, vihara, achara, vichara, I will be in the state of vyavahara. I behave well, I sleep well, I eat well. So, this is the way how we have to think. Then we have devised the yogic practices like that. Yesterday I had talked about the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. So, many people talk about Yama Niyama, but it is very difficult to follow Yama Niyama in total. But to what extent we follow, we observe these Yama Niyamas in yoga sadhana or in our life, that much healthy and well we are. That much healthy and well we are. I am repeating. Therefore, Yama Niyamas are prerequisites for any person who practices yoga. I say that prerequisites, they are not compulsory. If you want to have a better results, what is the quality control in yoga? I am going for testing the Yama Niyamas. If you go to the any of them, they will check the quality of the product. I will check the quality of the practitioner, how much he is or she is practicing or observing Yama Niyamas in the during the practice and their life. That is the results. So, after that there are two important factors. One is the toxins. So, we breathe, we drink and we eat. So, they will produce some of the toxins, digestion, they have to be thrown out properly. Second one is we think, we react, there is emotions, thoughts and emotions, they also create. So, then there are negative thoughts, how to omit them. So, this is called detoxification. That is why ahara is very, very important, we have to take ahara. There are three concepts. One is therapeutical diet, ahara according to the disease a person had. The second one is yuktahara, according to the season, according to the day and night, yuktahara. But yoga recommends mitahara, I will discuss about it. So, the moderate right principles is envisaged. Then therefore, the Shatkarmas and all these things are there. Now, you can see the slide. I have mentioned about asana in a smaller circle, pranayama in the bigger and dhyana is the most important. If you see the any very traditional scripture, ancient traditional scriptures, not in the modern times or the contemporary times, they only emphasized on much on pranayama and dhyana. Therefore, whatever we do, we have to take up our objective is to reach the state of dhyana. Once you reach the dhyana, automatically there will be a modification in the entire personality. Therefore, three practices asana, pranayama and dhyana are very, very important. How we can integrate and practice, that is the wonderful thing. How it work? Once we have a detoxification or cleansing with a proper diet and shatkarmas, the combination of asana, pranayama and dhyana leads to balanced, yesterday we discussed it, endocrinal secretions and also the balanced neurological balance will come. Both autonomous and central nervous system functions are to be regulated. Once it is there, there will be increased mind-body coordination that brings happiness and relaxation, refreshness. The mitahara I have already explained. So, three important things in Shastra it is said, snigdha madhura chaturtansha vivarjitaha bhujyate siva sampritaye. While eating, the state of mind is important. Therefore, in the many aspects, if you go to the modern medical, they will report about the calories, the quantity what we eat. If you go to some other Indian traditional system, they mention about the quality and quantity both. But here in yoga, I am emphasizing on mostly on the state of mind while eating. This is also important. So, after that we come across the yoga asana. So, asana is to have a body properly while standing, while sitting, while lying prone or supine, and our body postures are perfect. Therefore, we have 6 types of movements to our body: forward bending, backward bending, lateral bending and so lateral bending and also the twisting postures and balancing posture and relaxing postures. Therefore, these 6 type of asanas we have to mention in our everyday routine. One is forward, backward, lateral left and right, twisting left and right and balancing and relaxing postures should be the part of our daily routine. So, to what extent we have to bend forward or backward or twist our body, it is according to one's body condition. After that, we need to follow the regulated breathing. We have a left nostril and right nostril and we are regulating Anulom Vilom Pranayam, or before that yogic deep breathing. Then Anulom Vilom Pranayam will convert into Nadi Shuddhi Pranayam, we will teach that. So, once we have a Nadi Shuddhi, then we can go for the higher. Therefore, for every practitioner, the goal is to practice, start with Anulom Vilom and reach the Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, so that the breathing, the channelization of energy will help us for proper physical functioning, and it will help us to bring the bridge between the mind and body. So, to proper practice of yoga, asana, especially pranayama, we have a bandhas and we have a mudras, and once we perform them, use them properly, so we will sit and meditate. So, there are every religious aspects or any philosophy or any traditions you can take, even Sufi or Islam, anything, even Christianity. So, sthiram sukham, whenever we want to meditate, we have to sit broader the base, and that is why we mentioned that samam kaya shirogriva, the body must be firm and the spine must be erect. So, any of the triangular base and the straight spine help us to meditate properly, and various practices will help us to that. What we will get? The conclusion. So, I have explained about the health, I have explained about the wellness, I am explained about the yogic concept of healthy living. Then I mentioned about the ahara and the prerequisites yama niyama, ahara and also the shat karmas or detoxification processes, asana, pranayama and dhyana at the nutshell. How following these things, principles, what you will get? One is the light and flexible body, active and flexible body. So, many people measure that about the weight or these things. No, it is always active and flexible body, that is the one thing. Second one is calm and quiet mind, our mind must be always balanced. Then third one is most important, the positive thinking, always you should have a very positive in life, because life is lot of suffering, lot of pain. So, if you given importance to that, I become very negative, always I am pulling myself back, but always we have to look forward, positive thinking. Most importantly, we have a positive emotions and negative emotions. It is very necessary to balance both positive and negative emotions. That will help us to action in relaxation. We have to live, we have to act, but act in relaxation, that bring the blissful awareness. That blissful awareness is the main goal of yoga. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Close your eyes. Shall start with a prayer. Hold your hands in Namaskar Mudra. Sit properly in any comfortable posture. Take a deep breath and chant Om or Pranava 3 times. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Welcome to you all once again for the second day yoga practice. So, in yoga sadhana always we start with prayer or prayerful mood, Then we start with the revision of the previous practices. Yesterday we practiced wonderful some yogic Sukshma Vyayam or loosening practices or Sadilaja. Today we will repeat them. So, slowly stand up, both feet parallel, 2 to 3 inches apart, hands down, close your eyes, observe the whole body, drop your body, feel the weight on both the feet, relax your fingers are tight, relax your wrist. Yes, now you are kindly see small observations, relax your knee joints, knees are tight, feel the entire weight of the body on both the feet equally distributed. This is the position we have to begin with. Now, we go for the neck exercises. So, today we will practice every practice twice. So, please keep your hands on the hip joints, then slowly take a deep breath, exhale and bend forward and try to touch the chest with your chin. Inhale up, exhale, bend backward, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, relax, close your eyes, see the impact. Be there, hands on the hips, do not change it, complete neck exercises. Now, we go for the lateral bending. Always we start with the right side, exhale, just bend towards the right side, stretch as much as possible according to your capacity, very good, excellent. Slowly inhale and up, stretch your neck muscles up, exhale, bend towards the right side, very good, stretch, stretch, stretch. Then slowly inhale, come up, follow the breathing pattern, exhale, bend right, very good, inhale up, stretch, exhale, bend towards the side, yes, inhale up, relax, close your eyes, be there, just a few seconds relaxation, bring the change. Now, we are having the twisting, right twisting, exhale, twist your neck towards the right, so that your chin will be on the shoulders, see the chest, very good. Come back, inhale up, again exhale and twist towards the left side, your left side, very good, excellent. Now, slowly come back, yes, again exhale, 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 very good, inhale, see you are regulating the breathing also, exhale left, excellent, good, come back, come back. Now, we go for the rotation, inhale first, exhale, bend your neck, chest, then slowly clockwise direction, inhale clockwise, very good, go up, exhale, inhale, exhale, again one more round, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, anti-clockwise, inhale, exhale, short breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale up, yes, one, go back, come back, very good. Now, inhale and keep your hands. Now, hands down, close your eyes. We have completed neck exercises. So, all possible movements are given to neck. Many of the time, our neck are the points of our many of the tension and stress. So, especially the executives, the shoulder movements and neck movements are very, very important. Many times we sit and our mind is engaged, our brain is engaged completely on the buddhi or the intellectual decisions. Therefore, it is always recommended to loosen our shoulders, loosen our neck muscles, which will help us to maintain, overcome the stress and its consequences. Now, we go for the shoulder movements. Now, first of all, arms, slowly inhale and raise your arms up with sidewise, stretch up, stretch up, stretch. The lower spine is also stretching. Exhale down, very good. Then again inhale up, 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 exhale down. Very good. Now, we go for the shoulder rotations. Raise your arms up with inhalation, bend at elbows, keep your palms on the respective shoulders, then slowly exhale and bend your elbows front. Now, start with clockwise rotation 2 times, yes, along with the breathing, inhale and exhale, one breathing, one moment. Slowly align the breathing, that is important, very good. Now, and the anti-clockwise, go back, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale, very good. Relax now. Then take your elbows outside, stretch your arms, be there, stretch them, very good. Then slowly exhale and down, relax, relax. Close your eyes, see the impact of the shoulder movements, shoulder rotation. Now, we have to stretch the spine forward and backward, keep distance of nearly 1.5 or 2 feet apart. Then slowly inhale, raise your arms up, slowly bend backward little bit, not much, that is all, fantastic. Now, exhale and come back, only one asana, do not be in a hurry, but do not be slow, too slow also, it is one go, one breathing, be there. Again inhale, up, stretch, stretch, go back, go back, go back, one go, very good. You can see the expansion of the breathing, exhale, one go, exhale, yes, complete exhalation. Again inhale, raise your arms up, yes, hands down, relax. Now, we go for the trunk twisting, be there in the state, trunk twisting, keep your, yes, keep a distance of 1 feet, raise your arms up, yes. Now, twist towards your right side while exhaling, twist it, kindly observe, everybody has to do it, you have to experience, it is a practical session, very good. Slowly come back, yes, exhale again, twist to the left side, twist it, twist it, twist it, excellent, come back with inhalation, yes, again twist towards the another side, excellent, excellent, come back, hand, yes, one more time, very good. Inhale and up, exhale, hands down, join your legs, stand in Tadasana, standing Tadasana, close your eyes, relax your body. Feel the impact of trunk movements, spinal stretching. Now, we go for the knees, raise your arms up slowly, okay. Exhale and bend your knees, come to the squatting position, thighs parallel to the ground. Inhale up, exhale down, very good. Maintain, inhale up, okay. Exhale, hands down, relax, see the change in the knees. Now, you go for the ankle joints, keep your hands on the hip joints, stretch your right leg little bit, forward, backward 2 times, rotation clockwise, anti-clockwise 1 time each, very good. Yes. Relax. Left leg, stretch, down, up, down, up, complete stretching. Clockwise, very good. Anti-clockwise, excellent. Head, feet down. Close your eyes, relax. Kindly see the impact of the whole practice. It takes 10 to 12 minutes to begin with. According to the timing you have, you can modify, you can alter, you can increase the number of rounds, and also you can skip some of the practices. But these are the basic practices to be practiced by every practitioner, so that I can practice asana and pranayama much better. Now, slowly turn towards your right side for Tadasana. Yes, Tadasana is one of the very simple but best practice for the body alignment. Keep your feet little bit apart, 2 to 3 inches. Then slowly raise your arms, lock your fingers, stretch outward. Yes. Now inhale and raise your arms up on the head, stretch the whole body up. Yes. Relax a little bit, close your eyes. Once you align the body, body is in a straight line, then slowly inhale and stand on your toes. Fantastic. Maintain the posture for some time. So many of our backache problems, anxiety, depression, etc. can overcome by this practice. Slowly heels down, exhale. Keep your arms on the head, bend your arms at elbows, back. Feel the relaxation in the shoulder level. Very good. Again, raise your arms up without lifting the heels. Yes, stretch, stretch. Very good. Now slowly exhale, hands down sidewise. Yes, stretch now, stretch there. Again down. Relax, relax, relax. This is the first standing posture called Tadasana. Now we go for Ardha Chakrasana. So keep a distance of minimum 4 to 5 inches now, little bit apart for the beginners. और थोड़ा बाहर चाहिए. Keep your feet apart. Yes. Now keep your hands on the hips. So take your elbows in a such a way that both elbows face one another and parallel. Then slowly inhale. Take your head back first. Yes. Exhale and slowly bend backward. But legs are straight, only you are bending the chest. Exactly. Perfect alignment, as much as only. Don't stretch too much. Don't bend too much. Be there. Bring your elbows as close as possible. Many times elbows will come out, but bring them as close as possible. Maintain the breathing. Then slowly inhale and rise your chest. Exhale, head down and hands down. Close your eyes and relax. We repeat Ardha Chakrasana. Kindly observe the very simple but very effective method of performing Ardha Chakrasana along with the breathing. Inhale and keep your hands on the hip. Exhale. Yes, align. Again inhale, take your head back. Exhale, bend your back, expand the chest. Relax, maintain. Very good. So many of us are having cervical spondylitis or backache, or even for the breathing we are having some breathing problems. Ardha Chakrasana help us to elevate the respiration problems and breathing problems, and definitely it is tool for overcoming the lower backache, cervical spondylosis. Inhale up, exhale down, hands down, close your eyes, relax. Now with this backward bending in standing, we will go for the sitting backward bending Ardha Ustrasana. sit in Vajrasana, just bend, should not see the so much of formalities. Sit on both of your heels, heels a little bit apart, try to sit between the heels, knees together, close your eyes. You can see the pressure on your knees, especially those who are suffering from osteoarthritis and many things, kindly avoid this posture. They can do it with the help on the sitting on the chair. Okay. Now, slowly stand on your knees. Okay. Anybody can do that. Keep your hands on the hips again. Yes. Now, I am keeping the hands on the hips, not on the besides the body. Now, elbows parallel. Bring your elbows close, as much close. Inhale and stretch your head back first. Yes. Exhale and bend backward. Expand the chest. Relax the body. Expansion of the chest. See, the legs are perpendicular to the ground. The knees and feet, that one is parallel to the ground. Elbows are perpendicular. Sorry, elbows are parallel. And you can see the expansion of the chest and stretching in the throat, head is back, completely relaxed. So, relax your thumb is tight, yes, very good, relax it. Now, slowly come up, exhale, relax, hands down, sit in Vajrasana. See the impact, we are doing it in the standing position, the backward bending in the standing position. So, I am doing the backward bending in the kneeling down position. So, but both are the backward bending, but the impact is different. So, the regular practitioner see the impact which backward bending is useful for their routine work. This is why how we have to select. There are hundreds and thousands of asanas are there, variations are there, which suits for my work style, my style of working, my style of living. Accordingly, we have to adapt. That is why I need the yoga teacher. Okay. Now, we repeat Ardha Ustrasana again. Stand on your knees, please. Very good. Keep your palms on the hips, elbows parallel. Expand, see the expansion of the chest. Now, inhale and drop your head back. Exhale, bend far, backward. Stretch the chest. Expand the chest as much as possible and bend backward. Keep the spine, pull up, very good, yes, fantastic. Relax your thumb, fingers, toes, ankle joints, everything. Sthiram Sukham Prayatna Shaithilya. The conscious relaxation is the key performing, that is the difference between the physical exercises and yoga practices. We do not call yoga drill or yoga exercises, they are practices, mind body practices. Okay. Please come back, up, head, hands down, sit on your knees, relax. Now, we perform the backward bending, we need the complementary. We do it in Shashakasana, knees apart a little bit, then slowly rise your arms up, stretch the whole body. Can you see the alignment? The knees are apart, the spine is straight. Now, slowly bend forward at the hip joints. Yes, slowly stretch your body, keep the chest on the ground, chin on the ground, then slowly forehead on the ground. Yes, the whole body is stretched now, complete relaxation, very good for the spinal problems, indigestion. Many people are working people, standing and sitting long time. Ardha Ustrasana and Shashakasana giving that combination gives a lot of relief. You can see the relief now. Stretch it, you can see the body. Now, slowly, now chin on the ground, rise your neck up, chest up, take them towards the body. Inhale and rise your hands up, exhale, hands down, stretch, then join your knees, sit in Vajrasana, relax now. See the impact of wonderful practice of Shashakasana. So, Shashakasana help us to, many people do not advise the forward bending postures for lower backache or cervical spondylitis paper, but we are taking the caution and we are stretching with proper these things. Suppose who cannot bend properly, I am giving you the simplified version of Shashakasana. Knees apart a little bit, yes. Keep your palms on the ground. Now slowly stretch as much as possible. Go on stretching, stretch, 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 stretch as much as possible. So whenever you get the pain and you stop there and go on stretching till you reach the final stage. Here also you have to stretch it, okay. Then head down and also little bit, yes. Now stretch fully, lie down on the ground, good, 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 very good. Stretch up, set. Chin on the ground first, then forehead on the ground next. See the stretching in the neck muscles. Shashakasana is one of the wonderful practice. Everybody can practice it except some people having the very chronic backache and abdominal injuries or operations shall take the help of a yoga therapist or senior yoga teachers. Please come back, relax, join your knees. Now in this posture only we can go for the prone posture. Slowly lie down flat on your back. You see, I am not making much movements. Makarasana, relax your body. Yes, legs apart. Keep your head right or left. Relax. Makarasana. Wonderful. Now slowly join your legs. Sarala Bhujangasana. Keep your hands beside the chest. Palms, elbows, chin. Relax. Then slowly chin up, rise up, up. Elbows on the ground. Lift your body as much as possible without lifting the elbows. Maintain normal breathing. In every practice, in the final stage, one should have a normal breathing, normal inhalation and exhalation. Don't force for deep breathing. Normal inhalation and exhalation, regulated inhalation and exhalation is the priority. So keep there for minimum 3 to 10 breathings in any position. Minimum 3, maximum 10 breathings, so that body can acquaint with the final posture. Slowly exhale and come back. Place your chin on the ground first, then on the forehead. Yes, bend your elbows, stretch your legs, come to Makarasana. Relax the body. Excellent, fantastic. Take a deep breath and relax. See the impact of Sarala Bhujangasana. Now I have bent backward in standing. I have bent backward in sitting, I am bending backward in the prone lying. Okay? I cannot bend in the supine lying. These are the 3 backward bending I am teaching today. Today we are going, tomorrow we will teach you the forward bending, how we can have the complements except the Shashakasana. Okay? Now we come up back one more times, Sarala Bhujangasana. Join your legs please, stretch your toes, keep your arms beside the body, chin on the ground. And slowly inhale, rise your head up, chest up, stand on your elbows, stretch your body, toes together, heels together, knees together, ankles together, drop the body at back. Feeling the stretching in the throat, expansion of the chest, just it is the lumbosacral region, and see the opening of your diaphragm muscles. Okay, stretching in this region, wonderful stretching. It is one of the best detoxification practice, Bhujangasana. Bhujanga means cobra. Whenever we do that, the stress, it is a stress buster. It is recommended for the de-stress. Any person working under the very stressful condition, the Ardha Ushtrasana, Shashakasana and Bhujangasana, only 3 practices will help to relieve them. Come back, chin on the ground, forehead on the ground, Makarasana, relax. Now we go for relaxation, Shavasana. Yes, just for complementary, bend your knees, Pavan Muktasana, just for complement. Yes, stretch your chin up. Yes, yes, now stretch back, simple. Shavasana, relax. We have done backward bending, just a complementary forward bending. Close your eyes, legs apart, hands apart, palms facing toward the sky. Kindly see the impact, especially today, on your trunk part, ankles, knees, thighs, hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulder, arms, palms. The whole back is relaxed, throat and neck, facial muscles, the whole body is relaxed and dropped. Take a deep breath and exhale. One more time, take a deep breath and exhale. Last time, take a deep breath and exhale. 3 to 5 deep breathings will bring you the emotional stability. Relax. Now sit, turn to your left side or right side, turn to your right side today. Yes, please sit down. We go for the closing prayer. Sit in any comfortable position, wherever you are. Fold your hands for Namaskar Mudra. Take a deep breath. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhave, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.